Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. Happy National Situational Awareness Day. And in celebration, today I hosted my first ever virtual live training event, followed by a live Q&A event. It was an amazing class. We had such a great turnout and some really good discussions at the end about the challenges workers face while operating in high-risk, high-consequence environments. I was really impressed and encouraged by the turnout. In case you missed it, let me share with you what we did. I conducted a class live over the internet to explain what situational awareness is and broke down the process for how to develop and maintain it. Then I shared some best practices for how to deal with situational awareness issues while working in high-risk, high-consequence environments. Then what was done is I opened up the floor for questions from the participants, and I vowed to stay until all the questions were answered. The cool thing is, even the students stayed, which shows me that there's a lot of interest in this subject. And they asked some really good questions too. We even discussed some topics that were not covered in the training event. It was nice to take that deeper dive at the end of the class. Questions and dialogue with attendees are one of my most favorite parts of live presentations. Will I do it again? I'm not sure. I have to give some thought to how to use this platform to reach more people. One thing was evident in the feedback. Participants want to have live interaction with me, and I'm encouraged by that. But I have to figure out how to provide live programs across so many time zones. I promise I'll get to work on that and come up with some solution. Okay, that's enough of the pre-show stuff. Roll that podcast intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Assistant Chief Greg Yost from the Hancock Fire Department, and you're listening to SA Matters radio show with Dr. Richard Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid the bad outcomes.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 179 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. Did you know I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making in live program events for 12 years now, and have trained just over 59,000 students, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, aviation workers, and more. Really, this is a message for anyone who works in environments that are high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed, with changing conditions. If you or someone you know could benefit from training on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making, ask them to reach out to me by visiting samatters.com and clicking on the Contact Us tab. If you're new to this podcast, you got some homework to do. Ooh, yeah. You got to go back and listen to some of the past episodes. I've released a new episode every Tuesday, never failed, for over 3 years. No other podcast focused on improving worker safety comes close to that record. And I do it for you, the listeners of this show. You truly inspire me. Let me say this. I'm here for the long run. And for so long as I'm able, I'll continue to share this message. A message of hope, a message of inspiration, and a message of encouragement for everyone who works in high-risk environments. I want to make sure that you're able to develop and maintain strong situational awareness and that you know how to make quality high-risk decisions. I'm dedicated to improving your safety and your survival, and to helping you accomplish the most important goal of all, and that's to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of sharing the message, I'm coming to you today from... where am I? Oh my goodness. I'm at home. In my office. That's a pretty rare event. For those of you who are connected with me, you know I travel a lot, teaching situational awareness classes. And sometimes people ask me how my wife puts up with so much travel. It's kind of a funny thing. When I've been home for 4 or 5 days, and I'm starting to get on her nerves, she asks me, how soon before you leave again? And sometimes I even take her with me. Like on a recent trip that I took to Nashville and Evansville, she came along with me to handle the on-site registrations and the book and video sales. Oh, and speaking of the Evansville program, I am still amazed about the 2 programs I did there a few weeks ago. Evansville Fire Chief Mike Conley did an amazing job of getting sponsors for this event. From Chief Conley's efforts, this 2-day training event that I did cost his department, are you ready for this? $0. Nothing. That's right, nothing. He paid for everything with sponsorships. I tell departments all the time they can host great training events, mine or someone else's, at no cost by getting sponsors. Usually that suggestion is met with skepticism, but not in Chief Conley's case. He simply said to me, show me how to do that. And I did. And he went out and he asked for sponsors. And he told me it wasn't hard to find companies to step up and offer great financial assistance for this training. Sponsorships for the Evansville program included Vectren, that is their gas and electric utility serving Evansville and other regions of Indiana. Gas and electric companies are great sponsors for situational awareness training because they can send their employees to the training as well. Indeed, situational awareness is vitally important for those who work in the gas and electric fields. Deaconess Hospital was a sponsor. Hospitals are great sponsors for situational awareness training too because they get to send their hospital employees to the training as well. Yep, situational awareness is vitally important for medical professionals too. The University of Southern Indiana was a sponsor. Universities are great sponsors too. Universities like to be good partners with their communities, and the university got to send security personnel to the training. Situational awareness is important for campus safety and security personnel too. You see how this is working? Other sponsors included the Evansville Firefighters Credit Union, Old National Bank, Global Emergency Products, Hoosier Fire Equipment, Mission Barbecue, Public Safety Medical, Siegel's Uniforms. When the dust settled on all this, Chief Conley was able to raise $15,000 in sponsorships. That's pretty amazing. That paid for the program, a situational awareness book for every attendee. It paid for the venue, and it provided lunches for all the attendees for both days. And because all of that didn't cost $15,000, he now has money to seed another program in the future. I tell departments with limited budgets all the time, this is the way to go. And it is. If you want to host a program, but you have limited resources, contact me, and I'll help you do what Evansville did, and that is to find a sponsor or a group of sponsors so you can host a program that costs your department nothing. I always say, where the will is strong, a way can be found. And folks, this training right here on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making, it's a game changer. How do I know that? Attendees at live events tell me all the time. They tell me at break, they tell me at lunch, they tell me at the end of the day. They send me emails, they post it on my social media, they post it on their social media. Understanding how to develop and maintain situational awareness can truly, and I mean truly, save your life. There is no simpler way to say it. One of the questions I get asked all the time by readers of the blog and listeners to the podcast are, when are you coming to my area, or where are you going to be next? Great question. I've made the answer really easy to find out. I created a link right on the home page of my website to answer that question. And all my upcoming events are listed there. All you have to do is just click on the blue box on the right side of the home page. It's labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. I'm sorry, Rich, which box was that? It was the blue box. And it has the label on it that says Upcoming Events. Here's something else you might want to know. If you want to save some money while hosting a program, and seriously, who doesn't want to save money, right? You can host a program at a reduced cost. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you've heard me mention these companion programs. Companion programs are programs on adjoining days to other programs. If you see I'm going to be delivering a program within a few hours of where you're located and you think you might want to tag along on an adjoining day as a companion, contact me. You can save as much as 20% off the cost of a companion program to an existing program. I've done over 100 companion programs, and no one's ever complained about saving money by being a companion. That's what I call a true win-win scenario. Okay, in today's feature segment, I'm going to explore how coordinated actions can improve situational awareness. And when I'm done with the feature segment, stick around and I'm going to tell you where you can attend an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop event. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to be right in your state or right in the county next door to you soon. For some agencies, it is standard practice for the personnel who are first to engage with a problem to begin their assessment and actions independently without a lot of coordination with other individuals or teams. Oftentimes, these initial responders to problems are highly trained, highly motivated, and action-oriented. What may be lacking is the coordination of efforts across teams who may be dealing with the same problem. The potential issue from uncoordinated, independent action is it may be unrealistic to think multiple individuals or multiple teams can begin work on a problem at varied times and make the same assessment of the situation or conditions and know automatically what other team members are doing and what the goals are that they're trying to accomplish. This can cause problems with the team and with big picture situational awareness. The need for a playbook. It is important for teams to have a shared understanding of each member's role during high-risk operations. This complicated task may be easier to accomplish when everyone is trained to a common set of procedures. Standard operating procedures, SOPs, or standard operating guidelines, SOGs, can help ensure employees understand the performance expectations. Unfortunately, some organizations do not have SOPs or SOGs. They lack a playbook. A lack of written standards does not automatically spell trouble for team members, but it is a contributing factor in many near-miss, injury, and fatality investigations. Rehearsal. As important as having a playbook is, practicing the plays is equally important. If the organization has written standards but does not train personnel on how to perform coordinated actions based on the standards, the problem-solving process is likely to be disjointed and confusing. It cannot be assumed that writing and distributing standards or policies is going to result in a common understanding of their meaning or in a well-coordinated execution of the standards or policies. Coordinated actions. In addition to having a playbook and practicing, it is important and sometimes overlooked that teams still need to be coordinated. Complex and dynamically changing problems are commonplace. Circumstances often require actions that cannot follow standards or policies. The more unique the problem, the greater the likelihood is for the need for resilient problem solving. Professional football teams have playbooks, and they practice those plays to perfect their coordination repetitively. Yet the teams still have coaches and coordinators to ensure the members perform in a coordinated way. To ensure team success, be that sports teams or your team, someone needs to establish and maintain a big picture view of the field of play right from the beginning and coordinate the actions of team members. This is especially important when participants in the problem-solving process engage at staggered intervals. This is unlike a sporting event where the team members are all present from the start and it's easier for the coach to coordinate the actions. Absent someone to coordinate actions, a problem can degrade as the independent, uncoordinated actions of individuals and teams fail to achieve a common goal. The situational awareness of the problem and the solution is dependent on the coordinated actions of each team and each team member. Develop standard operating procedures and guidelines. Practice them as teams in context to how the team members will perform in realistic environments. Ensure that someone assumes a leadership role early and coordinates the activities of all involved. The person in charge should maintain a big picture view of the problem and stay out of the weeds, meaning stay hands off to being a part of the actual solving of the problem. Be sure to allow for some variation for imminent issues that require immediate actions. As soon as possible, however, someone needs to assume a role as the coordinator of others coming in to deal with the problem. This may be even more important when the situation holds the potential for a high consequence outcome, and immediate action may be needed to reduce the potential for loss. The role of the person in charge is to coordinate essential tasks and to maintain strong, big-picture situational awareness so those on the sharpest end of decisions can maintain their focus on the critically important and often most dangerous micro-level tasks and micro-level situational awareness. I have a favor to ask of you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss on the job and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, please contact me by visiting the samatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your workplace near miss event could save someone's life. That's really powerful. If you want to share your experiences, contact me. If you want to send me some feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Same way, SA Matters website, Contact Us tab. Or you can shoot me a message on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the companies, organizations, and agencies that have hosted some great situational awareness training for their employees. I do this to show my appreciation for those who put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training events. Recent tour stops have included the NASA Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, the Tennessee Health and Safety Conference in Nashville, and I also did programs in Evansville, Indiana, Redmond, Washington, Lexington County, South Carolina, Chesapeake, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Topeka, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, and Davis, California. Tomorrow, September 27th, I'll be presenting at the InfraGard Conference in Dallas, Texas. In October, the SA Matters Tour is going international. On October 3rd, I'll be in Sydney, Australia. October 4th, Melbourne, Australia. October 5 and 6, Perth, Australia. October 9th, Christchurch, New Zealand. October 10th, Wellington, New Zealand. October 11 and 12, Auckland, New Zealand. October 16, 17, and 18, Amsterdam, Netherlands. October 23, 24, and 25, Antwerp, Belgium. It's 14 programs and 77 flight hours in 28 days. It's not the number of programs that are worrying me so much. It's the number of time zones I'm going to be traversing. Oofda. On November 2nd, I'll be in Billings, Montana for a program for Phillips 66 Refinery. November 4th, Madison, Wisconsin. November 9 to 12, Clearwater Beach, Florida. November 16th, back in Billings for another program for Phillips 66 Refinery. November 20th, Boston, Massachusetts. That thing in October, all those countries, all those time zones, that will be by far the craziest SA Matters tour stop event I have ever orchestrated. Whew. I'll probably do some podcasting and some Facebook living from those venues, so you can watch out for that. The only problem is when I'm in Australia, day is night and night is day to the United States, so you might not see much of it live unless you happen to be up in the middle of the night. Anyhow, if you want to see all the locations of the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops, head over to the SA Matters website, click on that blue box on the right side called Upcoming Events Schedule. Just know the events are always changing, so check back often. If you're interested in hosting an SA Matters tour stop events, I have a couple of dates left in November and December, and I'm very actively booking the programs now for 2018. So if you think your company or agency or association or regional conference or state conference or national event might want to host a program, just contact me through the samatters.com website Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. I have great staff. They'll get the entire process taken care of for you. Easy peasy, I promise. The last time I delivered programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped by and visited the sponsor of this podcast, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire is a fire truck manufacturing company that makes amazing all-poly-bodied fire apparatus, and it is changing the industry. If you've not checked them out, you need to. Just go to MidwestFire.com. That's MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Here, I got the chance to ask account executive Dalton Lingbeck about the various types of apparatus that Midwest Fire builds. Let's listen in. Okay, Dalton, tankers and tanker pumpers. That seems to be the game for Midwest Fire. I see, even as I'm here at the factory, I see a number of tankers and tanker pumpers. But do you build anything else? Are you basically just a two-product company, or do you have other types of trucks that you're building for customers?
We do in fact build a lot of tankers and tanker pumpers. They are our bread and butter. We love building them, and they're a great product for us. But in fact, we do not only build tankers and tanker pumpers. We try and fill the whole department. So if anyone needs to replace their fleet, we can do it. We do a lot of roll pumpers. We're starting to do more and more of those. We don't really trend towards more of the major metropolitan cities with pumpers. We leave that up to the guys that have been doing it for a long time. We take care of our customer base, which are volunteer firefighters, rural firefighters, and we provide them with the rural pumpers. We also do quick attacks. We do a lot of rescue quick attacks, mini pumpers, not necessarily the PTO mini pumpers, but we do portable pumps on these things. So essentially it's a lot of rescue tools. It's on an F550. It's got a rescue style body, but we call them quick attacks. And then finally, we do brush trucks. And brush trucks we love doing these because these things are one of the coolest trucks and coolest firefighting pieces of equipment on the face of this earth. We've been doing a lot of those. We've started doing brush trucks around 2.5 years ago, and we have been building roughly 10 to 15 a year, and we're increasing that by the day. It's a really cool thing, and you'll be seeing a lot more Midwest Fire brush trucks in the future.
So if somebody wanted to see what these trucks look like, are there pictures on the website or a gallery, or is there someplace they can go to put their eyeballs on what we're talking about here?
Yeah, definitely. We have many areas where you can see the pictures. We have a Twitter account. We do a lot of delivery pictures and just pictures in general on our Facebook. That's a huge place for people to go see us. But the biggest part is our website. We do have a deliveries tab, and you can see all recent deliveries on our website from the day they were delivered all the way back to how many ever years ago.
Yeah, nice. So if you want to learn more about the types of apparatus that Midwest Fire is building, tankers, tanker pumpers, quick attack pumpers, brush trucks, rural apparatus, visit them at MidwestFire.com and see how they can help you. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all of your staff at Midwest Fire for your awesome commitment to improving the safety of first responders. I really appreciate your support of my mission. Hey, if you're not part of the SA Matters community of learners yet, what are you waiting on? There are over 9,000 people connected here on SA Matters, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train employees to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Joining is free, and joining gets you my monthly email newsletter that contains featured content from the blog and the podcast. It really is the best way for us to stay in touch with each other. Here's a really easy way for you to join the list. Just text SA Matters to 22828. That's the letter S as in Sam, the letter A as in Adam, and the word matters. SA Matters, all together, one word, to 22828. You'll get a message back about getting access to my program handout, because that's the same code that I use to help people attend live programs get the handout. So you'll get the handout, and you'll be put on the newsletter list. And the handout will give you a chance just to see what a program is about and what I'm teaching in live events. So just consider it kind of a bonus content for signing up. If you want to get connected with me on Twitter, you can follow @RichGasaway on Twitter. About 17,000 people are connected with me on my 2 Twitter accounts. Thank you for that. You can get connected with me on LinkedIn, searching Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. About 9,000 connected with me on LinkedIn. Thank you for that. You can watch my videos on the SA Matters TV YouTube channel. That's SA Matters TV, all one word, SA Matters TV, on YouTube. There have been just a little over 500,000 downloads of the videos on SA Matters TV. And on Facebook, you can like the SA Matters page on Facebook. You might be wondering, why in the world do I have so many platforms? There's a blog and a podcast and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, a YouTube channel, the online academy, the live virtual events, books, videos, the live classroom events. Oh my, why? Because I know that not everyone consumes their content the same way on the same platform, and I'm trying to reach as many people as I can with this critically important message on whatever platform it is that they prefer. Well, that's it. Episode 179 is complete. Thank you to our awesome podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all the companies and agencies and organizations that have hosted live events. Thank you to the more than 800 online academy students. Thank you to those who attended the live virtual training event today. And most importantly, thank you, the listeners of this podcast, for sharing some of your valuable time with me. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.